Hello everyone, welcome to Banajawad College online classes. In the last class, we had discussed about the sexual transmitted diseases and merits and demerits of the sexual transmitted disease. What are the problems we are facing due to the sexual transmitted diseases? We have discussed it clearly. Now, in this session, this is the last concept of this lesson. In this session, we will discuss about the complete history and complete things about the complete history of the infertility. Complete history of the infertility. What is infertility? How it is occurs to the males and females, and how we are going to be treating these infertility problems. We will discuss clearly in this session. Clear? Now we'll see that first of all we'll discuss the definition of infertility, or what is infertility. Infertility, it means the couple inability to conceive even after 1 or 2 years, of unprotected sexual intercourse or sexual contact. It means that infertility means the couple having inability to produce a baby or to conceive even after they are participating in sexual contact without using any kind of the contraceptive methods. Then also they are unable to conceive. Such condition, such a medical condition, we are considering it as a infertility condition. Clear? One more time, repeat it. Infertility means it is a medical condition. It means the couple inability to conceive even after 1 or 2 years of unprotected sexual contact. Okay, clear? Right. Now we can see this is important for the 1 mark question. In board exams. Clear? Now, types of infertility. How many types of infertilities are occurs in the males or in the females? We'll discuss now. First of all, we can see that first one, primary infertility. How many types of infertility occurs in the couples? We'll discuss now. First of all, we'll discuss about the primary infertility. What is meant by the primary infertility means a couple never conceived even after 1 or 2 years of unprotected sexual contact. It means after marriage, the couples are participating in sexual contact without using any contraceptive methods, that too 1 or 2 years. Then also the couples are never conceived. Such condition we are considering it as a primary infertility condition. Now we'll move to the secondary infertility condition. What is the meaning of secondary infertility condition? Here, in this case, infertility occurs after one successful pregnancy. It means the difference we noticing between these two is, here the couple is never conceived, at least one time also they never conceived, but here one time they conceived, but next pregnancy time they are getting infertility problem. Because of that, they are unable to produce the baby or unable to conceive. Such condition we are considering it as a secondary infertility. One more time I will tell you that primary infertility means couples are never conceived even after they are participating 1 or 2 years of unprotected sexual contact. But secondary infertility means they conceived one time, but second pregnancy time they may get infertility problems. Such infertility we are considering as a secondary infertility. Clear? Right. Now we can see females are often blamed in India. Often blamed in India due to infertility problems for the couple being childless. But more often the problems lies in male partners. The problems may be in female partners or sometimes may be in the male partners, but most of the time the problems are there in the male partners. We are noticing in India, but then also females are blamed here in India. Clear? See that one more time. I'll tell you that females are often blamed in India for the couple being childless. Already I told you that females are avoided by social meetings. Who are having infertility problems. They are unable to getting the child. Who are the childless couples. Especially females are avoided by the social meetings. Okay, that's what females are blamed in India. Okay, but more oftenly the problems are there in lies in the male partners. In India. Clear? Right. Now we can see causes of infertility or reasons of infertility. We'll see here, first cause is physical causes of infertility. Here we can see in females, if you see polycystic ovarian syndrome. What we are observing in this case is, for example, if you take, this is the ovary. In this ovary, you noticing follicles are presented. These are the, for example, if you take, these are the follicles. These follicles are maturing into graphene follicles to egg release. We know that. Now, these follicles are getting water and swelling. Taking water and swelling here. Due to accumulation of water, swelling of the follicles occurs in a ovary. These one we can call it as a cyst. The cyst is developing in a ovary of female. That condition we are call it as a polycystic ovarian syndrome. Poly means more than one ovary, more than one cyst. Here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cysts are forming in a ovary. It will cause a damage in the ovary and it will occur even severe pain to the females. Because of this, the females are unable to produce the gametes here. Clear? This is the physical problem we are noticing in a female. The condition name is polycystic ovarian syndrome. Syndrome means nothing but disease. Clear? Right? The next one, in males, if you come to the males, in males we are observing small sized penis. Small sized penis means, what is the drawback of this small sized penis actually? How it is causing infertility problem means, here we will get the penetration problems. Not proper insemination is not occurs in this case. If the male is having small sized penis, penetration problems will cause. Due to that, insemination is not occurs properly. Clear? Right. Now come to the second one, that is the congenital problems. In this case, if you see in females, Turner's syndrome is one of the chromosomal disorders. We are noticing here lack of one X chromosome. Due to this condition, female is unable to get the pregnancy. Clear? This is occurs in the females. We'll discuss about this clearly in case of the principles of inheritance. Clear? The next one, in males, cryptorchidism. Cryptorchidism is the condition, you know already we have discussed about this condition in case of third lesson. What happens here? The testicles are not descending properly into the scrotal sacs. Scrotal sacs. Here the testicle descending problems we are noticing. The testes, both the testes are, one testis are not descending properly into a scrotal sacs while during developing of fetus. Clear? That condition we call it as a cryptorchidism. This condition, cryptorchidism, this condition we are seeing in the males. Clear? Now the next, coming into the diseases. Diseases. Due to diseases also we are getting the, or males or females are getting the infertility problems. What are those diseases? We'll see here. Already I told you that while discussing sexually transmitted diseases, due to sexual transmitted diseases, what happens? It causes PID. It causes PID, that is nothing but pelvic inflammatory diseases. Pelvic inflammatory diseases, damaging of the external genital organs. External genital organs due to the sexually transmitted diseases, especially chlamydiasis disease, causing damages to the fallopian tube region of the females. Clear? Sexually transmitted diseases also, if you are not detecting early, it leads to a PID, pelvic inflammatory diseases. Okay, finally it leads to a infertility problem. Clear? Right. Now we'll move to the drugs. The fourth infertility reason, that is drugs. Due to taking of performance enhancing steroids. If you observe the sports persons taking performance enhancing steroids, steroids is nothing but as a drugs. Steroids are nothing but as a drugs. Due to taking of these performance enhancing steroids, what happens here? Increases androgens, increases the testosterone or androgen levels in blood. Levels in blood. Due to this, shrinkage of testes will takes place. Shrinkage of testes will takes place. And finally, what happened? These testes, if the shrinking of testes will occur in case, at that time decreases the sperm production. Decreases the sperm production. One more time I will tell you that due to increasing testosterone levels in the blood, what happens? Shrinkage of testes will occur, may occur, and decreases the sperm production. Sperm production. Clear? Right. Now the next one, immunological factors. Immunological factors. This is also one of the reason for the causing of infertility. Here what we are noticing is autoimmune diseases. Autoimmune diseases. Autoimmune disease in the sense our body producing antibodies to protect our body, but by mistakenly our immune system producing antibodies are attacking on our own body cells. Such condition we are considered as a autoimmune disease. We'll discuss about this clearly in case of human health and diseases. Human health and diseases. Autoimmune disease means nothing but our immune system is producing antibodies. Those antibodies are actually fighting against the foreign materials. But here what happens? Whatever the antibodies are produced by our immune system, those antibodies are attacking on our body cells or on our body tissues only. Such condition we are considered as a autoimmune disease. Example, anti-sperm antibodies are producing in our body. Those antibodies are attacking on our sperm cells and killing of those sperm cells. Okay, that's what happens here, decreases the sperm count. Due to that, male may get the infertility problem. Clear? Right. Now we can see the last one, that is the psychological factors. Psychological factors. Now in recent studies, most of the patients are going into the hospital due to the psychological factors which are causing the infertility problems. Psychological problems are leading to the causing the infertility problem. To treat these problems, to getting rid from these problems, they are going into the hospitals and getting the treatment. Clear? Now we can see, due to high stress, it is one of the psychological problem, disease or disorder. Due to high stress, what happens? Increases the cortisol hormone as well as alpha amylase enzyme in our body. What this hormone and enzyme is doing is, these are helpful to decrease the stress actually. But in case of more concentration is releasing or producing in our body, at that time what happens? It stops the ovulation process, because these hormone and enzyme is interfering with the secretion of ovulation helping hormones which is needed in the female body. Clear? You know that FHS hormone, LHS hormone, estrogen, okay, these are needed for the ovulation. These hormones are decreasing whenever cortisol and amylase concentration is increases in the blood. Why it is increases? Because of stress. It is nothing but as a psychological factor. Clear? Right. Now we can see here the common causes in males. Here the problems are there, common problems we discussed. Then what are the common causes in females? What are the common causes in males? We will discuss separately. Now we can see the common causes in females. First one, polycystic ovarian syndrome. Already I told you that here the physical problem which is present in a female or which lies in a female, that is PCOS, that is polycystic ovarian syndrome. The second problem is hormonal imbalance. You know very well, hormonal imbalance means decreases the concentration of FHS hormone or LHS hormone or estrogen hormone or progesterone hormone. Because of less concentration of the hormones, the mother unable to get the pregnancy. This is also one of the problem, hormonal imbalance, whether it is increasing or decreasing the concentration of hormones in the body of the female. Clear? Now the next one, if you come to the blockage of fallopian tubes. Here if you notice here, blockage of fallopian tubes mean what happens? Sometimes blockage due to constriction means or closing of fallopian tubes may occurs. That is, we can say it as a blockage of fallopian tubes. Okay, due to this also the eggs will not entering into the ampulla isthmus junction. There is no chance to get the pregnancy. Clear? Now another one, that is the endometriosis problem. Endometriosis in the sense, actually we are noticing here the meaning of this endometriosis is endometrium layer. Here similarly endometrium layer is presented in the uterus region. Here similarly endometrium like layer only forming outside of the uterus. Such condition we are considering as a endometriosis. Outside of the uterus in the sense, it may be in the fallopian tube region, it may be in the some other regions, the endometrium layer may develops. Instead of developing endometrium layer inside the uterus, such condition we are considering as a endometriosis. This is causing uterus problems. Because of this, the uterus is unable to attaching the embryo. Or we can simply say it as a the uterus is unsuitable for the implantation. Due to the endometriosis. Clear? Right. Now move to the males. The common causes in males. What are the common causes we are noticing in the males? We'll discuss one by one. First one, we'll see here, oligospermia. Oligospermia. What is the meaning of oligospermia actually? This is the Greek word. Oligo means less or deficiency. Spermia means nothing but sperms. Sperm deficiency we are noticing in case of oligospermia due to the less number of sperm cells in a semen. It is in this condition also male will get the infertility. This is the infertility problems we are seeing in the males. Less number of sperms. Actually 1 ml of sperm, if you see 1 ml, it contains 1 ml of semen if you take, it contains minimum 15 millions to 200 millions of sperm cells. If it is less than 15 millions are there in 1 ml of semen, the sperm cell count is less than 15 ml, we are considering it as a less number of sperms in a semen. In this condition also, the semen is not suitable for the developing or undergoing the fertilization process. Clear? This is the what is that? 1 ml of semen contains 15 to 200 ml 200 millions of sperm cells. 200 millions of sperm cells. But in the oligospermia condition time, it decreases below 15 millions. And that condition, the person getting the oligospermia. In this condition also, the male will get the infertility problem. Clear? Now the next one, if you see, second one, azoospermia. Azoospermia means, azo means nothing but animal. Actually, zoo means animal. Azo means in this case, the sperms are absent. Absence of sperms. Absence of sperms in a semen. Absence of sperms in a semen. In this case also, fertilization will not occur. Right. Now the third one, if you see here, asthenospermia. Astheno meaning is weak. Astheno meaning is weak or less strength. Here what we are noticing is, here less motile sperms are present in the sperm semen. Here sperm cells are number is normal, but the sperm cells are not having any capability to move in the vagina to cervix to uterus to fallopian tube. If they are not reaching into fallopian tube, then there is no chance to get the fertilization. There is no chance to undergo the fertilization. There is no chance to get the pregnancy. Clear? Right. Now the next one, if you come to the fourth one, physical problems or physical abnormalities of the penis. We are noticing physical abnormalities in the penis such as small sized penis. I told you already, small sized penis is not suitable to penetrating into the vagina. It leads to the insemination problems. And erectile dysfunctions, it is also same. Erectile dysfunctions. Erectile dysfunctions means, and here the penis is not erecting properly. At that condition also penetration problems may occur, or maybe sometimes semen is releasing outside of the vagina. At that condition also the fertilization chances are nil. Okay, these are the reasons. They are in the females as well as to the males, and common reasons, and definition of the infertility we discussed clearly. We are getting now? Clear?